The last part will be shared by our European colleagues about, a solo statement and then European Ecotourism Network activities. We have the Lon. So Lon is here. So I'd like to introduce her to you. She has been working more than 25 years with sustainable tourism and ecotourism, both as a consultant, writer, and as a practitioner in her own ecotourism business. 15 years ago, she was the initiator of the first global ecotourism conference held in Oslo in 2007, marking International Year of Ecotourism +5. Together with UN, TIES, and Ecotourism Norway. Lone has written several handbooks on sustainable tourism, developed national ecotourism certification schemes, and has for years shared the knowledge about ecotourism. The last year's focus has been on living the brand of ecotourism at her guest house, Sakayakaya in Arctic Norway.
It's okay, you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you and see you. Great to see you.
Yes, dear ecotourism colleagues and friends in Asia and everywhere, I think there are many participants I see from other countries too. Congratulations on celebrating 20 years since the International Year of Ecotourism. And thank you for inviting me to mark together with you maybe 3 major milestones in global sustainable tourism development. First of all, we this year can celebrate 30 years since the first World Summit on Sustainable Development that took place in Rio and gave us the Agenda 21 that should make all people and businesses on this planet to work to engage all people on this planet to work for a new future. The tourism industry was 25 years ago the first industry to take this challenge on a global level. 5 years after that, UN launched 2002 as the International Year of Ecotourism, at a time when ecotourism many places suffered of lack of structure and high risks of greenwashing. That should be a that event became a major turning point for many of us. For us here up in the north of Europe, we before that event believed that ecotourism was only about travel to faraway places in the southern world. That year, we learned that ecotourism is not about where, it's about how. It's about how we run our businesses, how we serve our guests, and how we travel as ecotourists. This new knowledge and inspiration made Norway host the Global Ecotourism Conference together with UNEP and the International Ecotourism Society, marking the International Year of Ecotourism +5. I'm asked to present for you the Oslo statement on ecotourism, which is a big list of challenges and recommendations for the future. I don't know if I think I rather just talk a little around these recommendations, and I will enclose the actual points with you so you can read it for those who want to go further into the details. The 4 key areas from our conference in Oslo were local sustainable development, nature and culture conservation, interpretation and communication in ecotourism, and last but not least, also we discussed, as we always should, the critical issues in ecotourism. To sum up the recommendation, we recognized the role of ecotourism in local sustainable development. This was one of the major reasons for UN to engage in ecotourism, that it could play a key role both for conservation of biodiversity and for small-scale tourism development to empower local communities just anywhere in this world. On a national level, in my country, we now have committed to 10 principles, very close to the ecotourism principles and very close to the recommendations from the Oslo statement from 2007. These 10 principles are now being implemented and put focus on through local sustainable destination projects around the country. These projects go far beyond core tourism. They include youth, schools, crafts, and trade. And it's not only ecotourism, it includes all types of tourism, because everybody at a destination can work together for more sustainable tourism in general. And how destination and businesses relate to these 10 principles in our projects also influences the possibilities for funding from the government or from national bodies. Here we see that both the principles and the projects are highly influenced by ecotourism. This was also a recommendation from the Oslo statement that ecotourism should strive to influence tourism in general. Actions were recommended for innovative approaches to use ecotourism as a tool for sustainable development. The Global Ecotourism Conference in 2007 marked an important step forward to strengthen the voice of ecotourism and to put sustainability on the agenda of all actors of the tourism industry. Still, a challenge for smaller ecotourism businesses is that many small businesses are economically fragile, and attention must always be on sound business practices and market access for them to be economically sustainable. A very good thing is that you today have great structured guidelines and ecotourism certification scheme to help all ecotourism businesses to implement the principles of ecotourism. And here we see that the national and regional ecotourism networks are playing a major role. We today can mark 15 years since Global Ecotourism Conference in Oslo, which gathered 500 participants from 76 countries around the world. I know that some of you took part in this Global Ecotourism Conference and I know that it became a turning point for many of us. In a way, it feels a bit awkward, I don't know, to look back 15 or 20 years when all we want is to look at the future. But sometimes it's really valuable to see the road we have walked and that the years past have left something good, whether it's in our own business, our village, or on a national or global level. And I think that the awareness of ecotourism and the awareness of sustainability, the importance of sustainability in all businesses are something that really has changed during these last 15, 20, 30 years. And I think that education yeah, education and new generations with people with a different platform who have grown up with Agenda 21 and the challenges we have in the world are a part of changing how people involve in sustainability and ecotourism. I still know 15 years after the conference in Oslo, meet and hear from people around the world who attended that conference. And they maybe don't remember the statements or the keynotes, but they tell me about the spirit and inspiration that never has left them. And which they say made them into ecotourism ambassadors for life. On the last day of the conference in Oslo, we called ourselves 500 ecotourism fire souls. And I know that some of them are also here with you in Asia. To talk about the Oslo statement or the principles cannot catch that spirit, which gave recommendations for the future. But I think that we still can create fire souls for ecotourism every time we meet and share experience and aims in tourism. I wish you all good luck with celebrating 20 years since the International Year of Ecotourism. I don't know if you can see, I have dressed up in my national dress, my regional dress, because this is something we wear to celebrate. And today and this year, we have many things and many major events to celebrate in sustainability and ecotourism. Thanks for having me and good luck to all of you in Asia.
Thank you very much, Ilon. And then we could see your beautiful traditional dress. It's so beautiful, yeah. And then I can remember you wore the traditional dress all the time in the conference. So it really showed the beauty of your culture. And thanks for sharing the journey you took since the Oslo, statement. Yeah, as you mentioned, people may not remember what content it has, but they know that the feelings they had at that time, I think that keep us, working on ecotourism and then keep our passion for sustainability. Thank you very much. And then now I'd like to have the last, speaker over today, Aivar Ruukel. I pronounced it well. Yeah,
very good.
He has run a small local nature tourism business since 1992, located in Sumar National Park of Estonia. He is an enthusiast of sustainable tourism development, social media marketing, and digital storytelling. Sumar National Park received the European Destinations of Excellence Award 2009 in the category Tourism in Protected Areas. Since then, Aivar has actively participated in the EDEN network. He is a member of the Estonian Ecotourism Network since 1993, one of the initiator of the National Ecotourism College Scheme Estonia, the Natural Way, since 2000, and one of the organizers of the first European Ecotourism Conference held in Pärnu, Estonia in 2010. I love to having him now on the stage.
A lot of things, a long list. Can you hear me?
Yes, so we can hear
very
you
good.
well.
Very good, and thank you very much. I had a pleasure to follow from the early morning, my time, because at the moment we have here like 10:30, and I have been following the first day of the conference. Very, very nice, and I tried to share my screen. So unfortunately, it's too late for me to dress my national costume, and this idea I only got now from Luna. So I will better show my slides, which I prepared. So let me see. You see it, right?
Yes, we can see. Oh,
first, maybe when listening to Luna, I was also remembering these days in Holmenkollen, actually close to Oslo, and I found I was looking for the photo and I found it, so happy to share it. And now I stop this and I share again my slides. Just a second. All right. Yeah, as was said already in this small introduction, I am from Estonia, from the National Park of Sooma, which is the place where I also run the business. So I am a practitioner, same way as Luna and as Masaru and many others probably who are now on this conference. So already, yeah, soon 30 years. So the area Sooma, it is translates as a land of bogs. So it is a wetland area, one of the 6 national parks in Estonia, a Ramsar area, Natura 2000 area, which is a European scheme for nature conservation areas. So it's also a part of Europark, certified by Europark Charter for Sustainable Tourism. So I am going to tell you a little bit about Europe. Of course, more I know about my own country, and talking about ecotourism in Europe, the biggest network that we have today, and which is also like, I think around 25 years, it's a Europark. Even if they don't call it ecotourism, they call it sustainable tourism in protected areas. It is very much the same principles and the same criteria and the same philosophy. So nature usually is not alone. It was mentioned many times during the day. Also for Sooma, it is connected to the lifestyle and the culture of people, and something very specific to our area is regular floodings. We call it the fifth season, so like season of flood. And the boat here, it's a traditional one log boat, which now since last Christmas is also listed at UNESCO Intangible Heritage List. So here is where we are situated. It's a last slide about my area, so it's not to talk about only this, but yeah, we are between Finland in north, Russia to the east, Sweden to the west, and other side of Sweden there is Norway, where Luna comes from. And in Europe, if we talk about the ecotourism here, it's very diverse. So there are almost around 50 countries in Europe, and it depends very much how there is a tradition of using the term ecotourism. So Sweden being one of the maybe best examples of ecotourism in Europe, also with a certification scheme, Nature's Best Sweden, how it's called. But then if you go across the sea for the north, Finland, they never use the word ecotourism really. It doesn't really mean that Finns don't care about their nature less than Swedes, or that they are maybe developing nature tourism not as good as Swedes. So I would say both of these countries, and good example, great example for Estonia, as we are part of the former Soviet, and only like last 30 years we are developing a tourism in that way. So when we're talking now about ecotourism network, so it is still in Europe in the like a network of the committed people who share their who share the ideology of ecotourism. And as said by Luna also, for many countries, the word of ecotourism, it is not really where it takes place, but how it has been organized, how it is managed, and it is understood as a kind of sustainable tourism or sustainable development of tourism. And Slovenia, another great example of sustainable tourism in Europe, they have choose green tourism as a main word for the marketing, and also the word that they use when certifying the businesses and running the different sustainability schemes for accommodation sector, for the destinations, and for general promotion of nature-based tourism in Slovenia. So I mentioned Sweden, probably another flagship for ecotourism in Europe already, like last 20, 30 years, is Romania. And Romania has also a certification scheme. It has also developed a system of ecotourism destinations, which I will tell a little bit more at the end of this 15 minutes. So Spain also, like if you look at the main countries, main big tourist countries of Europe, Germany, UK, France, they rarely talking about ecotourism in their destinations, and they don't really have a national association or body for ecotourism development. But Spain is one of these bigger countries, and also it's connected to Europark network, which I mentioned before. Same is maybe for Greece, another big tourism country from the Mediterranean. So I cannot cover all the countries, and I don't have a knowledge of all the countries. But as mentioned, as I said, we have this network of ecotourism, European-wide, like a sister network for Asian network, and talking about certification, Ireland is probably also one of the good example where also they run a national scheme. Also, there have been numerous European projects during this 20, 30 years. One of them also worked to have a kind of European ecotourism labeling standard. It's a baseline quality standard, and it is also in the line of global sustainable criteria. So it was a first standard to gain this GSDC recognition in 2011 when it was elaborated. Also we have been running different conferences. If Luna mentioned the global conference, so International Year of Ecotourism +8, we had the first conference in Estonia, then later in Romania, following with Poland, Turkey, Georgia. Now during COVID pandemics, there has been ideas to have a next one, but not happened yet. So we will see what the future brings, because also now there will be a big event in Spain, a global event again, which happened to be in Europe. So probably we don't need a meeting this year. So in one of these events, the declaration about destinations of ecotourism was elaborated, and there is a YouTube video which you can see. We don't have time now too much to see it, but here are the criteria that we have been renewing now last winter with our working group of European Ecotourism Network. And it's actually not that demanding, but they kind of form the what we could then understand as an ecotourism destination within Europe, and probably quite valid also for Asia and other parts of the world. So it should be some kind of small or big, whatever level of the protection, but the protected area within the ecotourism destination. There should be like a critical mass of different services, including accommodation. So within the destination, also some kind of coordination in protected areas of certified by Europark. It is often kind of body also which takes care of the coordination between different stakeholders. So not only businesses, but the local municipalities and conservation groups are together for formulating the development of tourism. And often this is then also within a form, kind of plan for 5 years, renewed in after 5 years or 3. And of course, then as a key for ecotourism as an experience is nature and culture. So that there has to be some packages, experiences, activities developed to experience the area. So in 2022, we hope to launch this concept and create a network. So first draft has been already drawn. And also that European Ecotourism Network will be a registered body, as is Asian network. So we can also better work together. And then it's a big challenge, but we have an ambition that it will cover all countries of Europe. So thank you very much, and wish you a nice continuation, nice next day of the conference. I hope also it's not too late to say Happy New Year and good luck.
Never late. Thank you very much for sharing all the activities over the different countries in Europe. It was great to have Alon and you. And then not just, sharing information, but, we are all the family members in ecotourism. So actually COVID-19 made us easy to be connected through online. Otherwise we would, try to make offline meetings. So this is one benefit. So we can easily connect it. But thank you for being here in your morning time. So before closing this session, is there any questions to our European colleagues? Oh, greetings from Utah too, Aivar from the Utah. Thank you. So there were a lot of thanks to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Luda and Aivar. Couldn't have made this event successful without your presence. And of course, with Asia, is also a source market for European ecotourists, as you know. So we should share more information. We should have fun for years to come. And thank you again for visiting us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I think we covered, our sessions we prepared. So now I'd like to briefly summarize day 1 of APES 2022. I think you all, participated from the morning, but let me review what we had. Starting with the history and clarification of the concept of ecotourism, as well as the current challenges. We were also shared about the regional ecotourism networks that are active around the world. And then GEN, Global Ecotourism Network, as a hub of global ecotourism activities. It was great to hear from the government of Indonesia, Myanmar, and Thailand about their willingness to support ecotourism development. And we had specific ecotourism activities in India, Myanmar, Mongolia, Cambodia, and Sri Lanka with political support. And we discussed the challenges we confront with. At the end of this afternoon session, we learned about the past and current activities and experiences of Europe. As a conclusion of the day, I would like to emphasize that the one common thing all presentations delivered directly or indirectly is that it will be difficult to achieve sustainability if we don't have a holistic approach, having all stakeholders, cooperations and participation. Implementation and capacity buildings are another key successful factors to enable community-led ecotourism development. I think our 3 themes of this event tells these key factors well. And we just covered, first the theme supported by political will. And tomorrow we will talk about more engagement of different stakeholders. So this is the summary of the day 1, and our journey will be continued tomorrow. And related to kind of a statement or declaration, AEN board member will develop, one as a result of this event, APES2022, and we welcome your input that you wish to include in the statement. We will inform this again via our website, and then if we have your information, we may reach out to you by emails. And tomorrow we will give more details how the process of development of the statement with your engagement. Now I'd like to close the day 1, and then we will start at the same time at 9 a.m. Bangkok time tomorrow. So please sign in on time. Thank you very much for your active participation today. And then I look forward to having you tomorrow. Is there any the housekeeping announcement before I close the Zoom? Is that all okay?
Yeah, I think we're using the same link tomorrow. Yes.
It's on our website day 2.
Yeah. So thank you for everybody to participate and learn each other. It has been a great fruitful day, and we'll see you tomorrow again, wherever you are.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
It's hard, but finally we make it, right? Ari, how are you?
I'm good.
Oh, yeah.
We did it.
Yeah, we made it today. I
Yeah.
believe next time for the future event, we can make it even better.
Yeah, yeah. It takes practice.
Yeah.
Tomorrow will be better also. But I think that today we had really good presentations and discussions, and many just stayed, all day long. So, so tomorrow we may have the more active discussion on the topics. Yeah.
We have a very good moderator. Mihee, you are doing so good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thanks to you. And
We
then
are-
our Indecon team, online and offline.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really
they
happy.
had
Can
a really
imagine that.
difficult time and work hard.
Oh.
We really appreciate Ari, Vita, and others, our technical support team.
Yeah.
Must be a long day.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
4 o'clock. We finish on time. No?
Hi, I'm Samadhi.
Hi,
And
Sameth. Yeah.
I have a small request. I forgot to record my screen. So could you please share with the screen recording with me?
I have your photo, Samadhi.
Oh, I think I took the screenshot. So
Yeah, I took-
wait a minute. Huh?
I forgot to record the session by myself. Can I have the copy of the recording to my?
I think we have been recording all day, so it will
Yeah.
make available on YouTube.
Oh,
maybe-
okay, great. Thanks a lot. That means a lot to me because I am I have to I am representing, since I am representing my country. I have to prove to my people that I am representing my people.
Of course,
I
of course.
represent myself.
No worries.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, good day.
Feel so good after today event.
Yes. But so we have a break now, and some of us may have to come back to prepare for next day. So
Okay, so
Okay.
shall I close then?
yeah, we should close it now, and we would reconvene through a group chat. Yeah.
Okay, have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you soon. Bye bye.
Right now.